This is a regular meeting of the North Oakland Transportation Authority. It's Thursday, November 20th, 2025, and we're meeting courtesy of Oxford Township at their township offices. Like to ask for a roll call, please, for attendance.
Yes. McDonald?
Here.
Flood is excused. Brakefield?
Here.
Ferrari? Here. Curtis?
Here.
Moore?
Here.
Barnett? Hilgendorf? Nancy Moshier? No. And Tanya Walter?
Tanya.
Here. Ashley Ross? No. And Joe Madore?
Here.
Okay.
Pardon me while I go get my eyeballs out of my car.
Okay.
Just one alarm, will it, Jack? No.
Okay, could we rise for respects to the flag? I don't know how many veterans are here. I know Ed's one. Ed, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
One day I'm gonna say it. Keep standing. I'm gonna give the implication.
Okay. The board's been presented with a modified agenda that was change made after it was initially mailed out in the packet. Does everybody have that modified agenda?
That's the new one that Lynn had.
Yeah, okay.
Number 11 will be closed session. I'll make a motion, we approve the modified agenda.
Yeah, ask for a friendly amendment. I'd like to just talk briefly about the, schedule of meetings.
Okay,
So like, if we can add that to like, 10F.
We have the note of meeting calendar on 10B for 26.
go.
Do you want to?
I thought
we can do it then, if that's okay with you, Chris. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Ed?
Sorry about that.
No, not at all. There's a motion. Is there a second to approve the agenda?
Second.
Mr. Curtis? Any questions on the motion? All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. All right. The board has received the meeting minutes of the October 16th regular meeting of NODA. Are there any questions, changes, corrections? Otherwise, a motion to approve would be in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on the motion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Not on the motion itself, but on the minutes. I noticed we showed 3 people from Orion Township here. An alternate, Carrie, was here as well.
Right.
So they don't take place while there's already 2 other Orion folks here though, right? They don't take,
They have 2 votes.
right. I just didn't know if they sat at the board and participated
They do.
as an alternate, because in the bylaws it says, they take place if the other person isn't here.
Right. I don't know how that happened, but there was no conflict as far as votes goes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, being present, of course, is not a problem, but
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were up, because I wasn't here, if they were
Right.
sitting at the board like a third member of Orion at that
No,
time.
well, I don't remember if there was conversation, but
Each of them voted.
the 3 of them, they all 3 did?
Well, I don't think that would,
That would, yeah, we'll have to
yeah.
make an amendment then to that vote. Is there anything else on the minutes that we need to check?
I'll make a motion with the minutes as amended.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and second to amend the minutes. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Then we have a motion to approve the minutes as amended. Ed, that's your motion?
No, I didn't do it as amended.
Well,
Somebody.
you wanna
we did it again. We did it again. You can put my name down.
Okay,
It doesn't
Ed
matter.
and Bill, do you still second the minutes as amended?
Joe and Jack?
We approve the amendment,
Oh.
making an amendment,
Yeah.
and then we'll just approve the minutes as amended. Approval of the minutes as amended. Motion by Brakefield, second by Moore. Any questions on the motion? If none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Okay. Director's report. Lynn?
Yes, it's been another busy month at NODA. Ridership for October is over 10,000 trips, and we still are experiencing wait lists at our peak times, but we have hired 6 new drivers, and we're still recruiting more. But it just seems to be, but we are trying to find ways to meet those needs by giving extra overtime, like to extend early, having them come in a little early or a little late until we can get these drivers on the road. We're just trying our best to meet the needs that we have out there. Something that's not in the director's report that I wanted to mention is Rachel. I nominated her to be part of the CTAA Leadership Academy, which is, I had to write a recommendation letter, and apparently there was 900 applicants and 41 are chosen, and she was chosen. So very excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah, really
Great job, Lynn. Got the right candidate.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good.
Very happy for her to be part of that. Yeah, a lot of the RFPs for the vehicle cameras, I know, still that one is out, and that'll be, its proposals are going to be coming due 11/28. So it actually got released. So for that one, but they wanted it extended a week. Some of the vendors needed an extra week. It was supposed to be tomorrow, so that'll be coming due on the 28th. So then we'll be doing our demos in December, and hopefully next meeting we might have a vendor to select. So that would be my hope that we can do that. And then our building renovation, that one is still waiting. I had sent it to Oakland County to approve the RFP and 11/12, and we're still waiting for their legal to approve that. So as soon as that goes, then we'll put that out for 30 days. And
Was there any reason why it's taken them so long?
Eli said today that their counsel is ill, and so they probably haven't been in time. They've been sick, so they haven't had a chance to look at it. So it's
Alrighty.
unfortunate, and but really happy because I was able to get some temporary space to rent temporarily so that we can do our vehicle camera installs, and the owner has offered us to move in rent-free for 5 months. So we're really excited. He didn't want to be acknowledged or have any publicity about it, but we're just really grateful about that. So we're excited about that, and the lease agreement's included in the packet tonight. And then the Oakland County contract, we have the 1-year contract. It's moved from 5 years to 1 year. We had a lot of negotiations this past month. Chris Barnett, I just want to thank you. Mike also have been big advocates for all of the local providers. Chris chaired a couple meetings with all of us, and I really appreciate his efforts and work. And he also went on to the Board of Commissioners meeting and stood up and talked on our behalf along with all of us. So we do have a 1-year contract right now, but we can talk about more of it when I get into it's on the agenda also. So.
And I think I would be remiss as chair not to recognize the efforts that went into it, and it really snowballed fast into what it ended up being with, and how we ended up with a 1-year contract. But suffice to say that Lynn and her management team, along with Chris and the other local service providers, NODA, WODA, PEX, they all and OPC, they all stepped up, and we were able to meet together and then present a common front about how transportation should be handled by the local service providers with the county. And it was recognized, even though the outcome wasn't as good as we could have hoped for. It's good, but I think we are going to have to, in the long term, evaluate the viability. Every local service provider is going to have to examine how viable we're going to be going forward, because this 1-year contract is being it was approved because they haven't basically approved the transportation plan, the one the county's working on now. Once that's adopted, I don't expect very much to change, to be honest, and their plans don't seem to provide. Nothing has changed from what they presented before, which is that they're going to try and streamline operations by eliminating service providers and ending up with one. Or with one local service provider and SMART. So it's good that we're able to get a contract for a year, but we really have to do our due diligence going forward to make sure that we have the interests of our residents, the county residents, and NODA as a priority. That's my opinion, but thank you.
That's all for my report, so.
Okay. All right, motion to receive and file director's report.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to receive and file the director's report, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Public comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of financial activity. Item A is informational, that would be 8A, is informational in nature. What's the pleasure of the board to receive and file?
I'll make a motion, we receive and file the financial. Second.
Motion and second to receive and file the financial activity, informational. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Next item are the bills for the month of October.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the bills of $537,120.26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bills in the amount stated. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. If we have a roll call in, please.
Sure. McDonald,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes?
Ferrari,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Barnett, Madore,
Yes.
Waffle. Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Bills are paid. Moving on to old business. NODA intergovernmental agreement. Lynn, I didn't ask you previously, but do you have a count for how many communities have approved or have let
Yeah.
you know what's going on?
I know I have Orion and Addison, and I wonder if I missed some emails in the past.
Leonard.
And you've had Leonard, okay. I just wanted to,
Have Oxford's.
okay. So
Ours will
that's-
be on December meeting.
Yours is on December? Okay, so Village of Oxford.
Expected approval?
I don't,
Anticipated?
yeah, I think so. I know Ashley's seen it and
Okay.
stuff, so.
Okay. And
Bob Davis
Oxford,
is-
yeah, does Oxford have a date on when they're reviewing it, or? No?
I have a question. What happens if we don't sign it?
I think it's in the contract.
Then I gotta sign it?
No, that if you don't sign it, it puts you in I don't have the contract in front of, or the agreement, yeah. You would follow that, Jack.
I'm sorry, what?
I think we would continue on without you. I don't recall how the disposition of,
Oh,
let's see
it's
here.
on page 8, I think.
Page what?
Page 8, I think,
Yeah.
withdrawal of a government.
If you're the only one, you'd be no longer eligible to receive services, except for what you've already contributed for that funding year.
But there's really
If
no
any, if
contributions.
anything,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah,
contributions.
yeah,
There's none.
Right.
Or receive any,
services.
services for Oxford Township?
No, it would be covered under Oakland County, really.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just-
still covered under the county.
Right, so
So why would I sign it?
it's,
I'm being
right,
a devil's advocate right here.
Okay, well,
like,
Really upset about this whole thing.
the only,
A lot of opinions, and we've sat through ad nauseum, one side of a story being pumped
Yeah.
into us with false information, with lies, with contempt, and I just wanna know, what happens if we don't sign it?
well, I think we all got into the business because we wanted to provide a service that wasn't available to our not to, and to a specific segment of our populations, the people that needed it most, the vets, the disabled, the seniors.
We entered into a NODA agreement to
Yeah.
provide a service at lower cost
Right.
and a better service than was being provided by Smart. Now we have an accountant taking over this business, lying to us about how our service is not good through a survey that we had no input on or didn't even have an opportunity to review until somebody FOIA'd it.
The survey,
PNB,
oh, the survey, actually, we were getting 95% positive ratings on the survey that they put out,
your
so,
survey,
yeah.
not the survey that
Oh,
Oakland County Commission sent out.
oh, the
that said that
HNTB.
We should all be under Oakland County, eliminating NODA, OPEC, WODA. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Chris, this survey that was done by the county didn't talk really good about WODA, NODA, and the service that was provided.
I haven't read the survey.
Yeah, it's
you had
the
FOIA.
transit plan. I think you're probably referring to the HNT transit plan, and that's
yeah,
when we
the
met,
plan.
the
Talking about
the
the
plan, the plan, yeah.
The plan.
And so they're actually rewriting the plan right now because we all we stood up together and said, you know, you're shining. It made us feel like we were being rated as poor.
They accused you of not doing what they had praised us for doing.
Right.
At 0.25 mils.
Right.
Now you're getting 0.95 mils and you're not providing the service.
So they scored us, the model that we were currently in is a low model, and so they, you know, that's how the, and we raised concerns saying, hey, we have recent surveys showing this is not a low rating. Look at our current surveys. So they're going back to rewrite it. So we're hoping that it's going to shine a little bit better light. It's a work in process, this plan. Eli said
Well,
it's,
they come back
you know,
with that all done and let us be part of the contractual agreement, and they let us be done. I would be glad to sign it.
right.
But, you know, we're just doing something, we're doing something because they're telling us to do something. NODA was formed by Oxford, Addison, and Orion. And they were doing a good job at 0.25 mils because SMART was not doing the job. Now we're paying 0.95 mils, and Oxford is receiving, according to their study, their plan, we're not doing our job. To justify them capturing more money and moving it to other communities and moving it to other routes and providing less of a service to our communities. So I'm supposed to sign this?
So this that we're talking about is the intergovernmental agreement with the communities, nothing to do with Oakland County.
Well,
So this one is more just your, the ones that are together. So the advantage of being, my opinion is that we don't know what's going to happen in 8 years or whatever. If it does actually happen where they want to eliminate NODA, then if Oxford isn't part of this plan, you know, Oxford has some assets or whatever, and, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're talking to you have a vested interest in the organization because of the money that's been invested by the local communities before Oakland County showed up. So, according to the contract, as I understand it, or I should say our agreement, you certainly may withdraw, and in effect, it would not change a thing for the residents of your community. However, you would not be entitled to distribution of assets until NODA is no longer.
I question this board. How much is your building currently worth today?
I haven't got it
$1
valued.
million. How much are they putting into the business?
Well over that.
They're putting in 1.8 million.
Yeah.
How much are you gonna get back? You can't even sell it. They're the major interest in it.
Well,
I
we're
mean, we can, I don't wanna debate it here.
Yeah.
Right now, we have a problem.
and that was my point as well, Jack, is that we're facing influences and outcomes that we never foresaw, and we're trying to deal with them. So, but it's basically to preserve NODA and the service level that we think our residents deserve, and that's why we're not taking on public as a priority. They're entitled to transportation under the county guidelines, but the county also has allowed the local service providers to provide those services only on as available basis. And as far as I'm concerned, it'll be as available for the foreseeable future because we're just don't have the capacity to do more.
Okay.
They're paying us so much money to provide the services we provide now, and they're paying for the lights, the building modifications, et cetera. The only part of the contract that we are looking at with them is they're concerned about recapturing the monies from the vehicles in the event that there was a disposal of vehicles. However, they're paying for the building improvements with no strings. It's part of their county plan. They have no claim on the structures. I mean, anybody can sue anybody else if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
But we also have negotiated it to be this way, although it's not reflected directly in our documentation,
No.
other than records of the conversations.
Everything I've heard, and I've said it 20 times in this meeting, why are we even here? To protect our assets and investments that we have.
Right.
We now have somebody that's going to invest twice as much money that we have invested in a building. You go to court and see who's going to get the building and who put into the building. You're going to get nothing. Nothing.
Well, that's a conversation, Jack, that maybe if you want to advance that at one of our meetings in the future, we can prepare for that.
We should prepare. For
That's my entire point is, we came close to, they've already indicated, the county has already indicated that they're going to make a big change.
Yes.
And then they're also admitting that, yeah, what's protected us thus far is the fact that we're named entities on the millage itself. They're not going to make that mistake again when they renew that millage or start a new one. It's not going to have any reference to any one of the local service providers.
From what we have been screwed over
Yeah,
by the county, you don't think that these guys aren't already planning to take
Oh, no.
this over? And I'm sorry, Rachel, I'm
No.
sorry, Lynn. They're gonna eliminate probably 6 jobs at just NODA. What about WODA? What about OPEC? What about PEC?
well, that's why it was good that we got together, Jack. I think we woke up, and I directly give NODA credit. I think WODA was right there with us, though, right from the
She's a
start.
monster, yeah.
That this is what we're facing. They have
Just say, give us $1 million and we'll go away.
Yeah, I think we
We
got
are
more,
a
it's worth
supplier
more,
to the
it's worth
county.
more than that now, Jack. But yeah, it's certainly, I don't know, Chris, you're an outspoken advocate for NODA, and yet he does have strong, reasonable arguments that we should really be watching how we proceed at this
We
point.
had a meeting where WODA came.
We employ a lot of people, Jack. I mean, it's not like, and we
don't
provide a
employ lot of
valuable,
people. The
well-
county pays us to
Well,
employ people.
okay, right.
We're
But they're-
contractors for the county,
Yeah.
basically, right now.
Yeah,
I mean, we redlined it, I'm assuming you guys did the same thing because,
Yeah.
we haven't approved it, but we approved it with the red lines to protect the initial investment. I mean,
Yeah.
of Orion, and, that's what we approved.
Well, give me $350,000 and Oxford will walk away from NODA.
Well, you can't, I think it's not that simple.
I know it isn't, but what's happening is we're compounding it. And they're rolling us over by building into this building right here. They're building into this building more equity than we have in equity. We are not supplying them a service. We are taken over by them by virtue of them improving our lot, if you will.
well, I think, and then there's the other side of the coin. The county board of commissioners seem to be in love with Pontiac and Waterford. They want to force the road commission to take over one of their old buildings. I don't know that they'd want to take this over as much as build their own facility for transportation
In Pontiac,
in Pontiac. No, you're absolutely right.
But they would still
And they
service
have-
our customers.
And our customers would be upset to know, or to have it consciously described, but the County Board of Commissioners is more than willing to provide us with the same service they get, which is a main line and no door-to-door. Because in essence, Smart's dabbling with door-to-door, and it's not really door-to-door, it's curb to curb. You know, they're saying if you can get to a Smart station, we'll pick you up there and take you to the main line, and then you can jump on the main line. They're not going to be able to make it door to door. They can't afford it.
All of the things that I've been thinking about and listening to in our township board supervisor, OCAT's meeting. Karen is her name from Mona?
Kim,
Kim.
Kate. We don't own a vehicle. NODA doesn't own, Oxford, Addison, and Orion don't own a NODA vehicle anymore.
Yeah, we do.
well, it's all, the vehicles that the Oakland County purchased for us is in our name.
They are in
They're-
our name, but
they are in
they
our
are
name.
purchased by Oakland County.
But like our smart vehicles are
This
actually,
is driving my truck.
right. But like
What do
the,
you
want
wanna
my
do?
truck
I
back.
don't understand what you wanna do.
What do I want to do is I want to put an end to this county stuff.
It's
I did it with assessing.
Yeah, but it's different because you didn't have you didn't have an Oxford Township residents paying the county assessing millage. The Oxford Township residents are paying a county transportation millage, whether it passed here or not. We have a county millage. We added this language, notwithstanding, so, because we lost this battle, if there was a battle to win or lose, if you don't like this, when the county passed the transit millage.
Yes.
And there's already rumors that they're gonna ask for an increase when this millage expires and get rid of all of us, local service providers, LSPs. What we added, and we share an attorney, so I'm assuming she sent the same language to you.
Yes.
Notwithstanding any suspension of periodic contributions while the county millage is in place, the determination of each contracting government's proportional share for purposes of asset distribution, i.e. NOTA goes away, the allocation on dissolution or other retrospective adjustments shall be based on cumulative historical contributions made by the contracting governments to date, unless otherwise agreed in writing by the affected contracting governments. For avoidance of doubt, cumulative historical contributions shall be supported by NOTA's annual audited financial statements.
That's what I read, and that's what I said. How many vehicles do we own? We don't own any.
We
The
own,
contribution.
we own a
was
share
made
of the
by
whole business.
The county paid for.
Yeah, but I don't understand what the angle is. We don't have a choice. That ship sailed.
And to Chris's point, the vehicles that are federally funded,
are in Smart's name, not in our
they're in
name.
Smart's name, they're not ours. So, the county,
Does that
in their
say
contract, the
language?
county,
It made me think.
Well, we asked Brittany to put it, we asked our attorney to put it
Well, I
in there.
agree with that.
But-
What I'm saying though is.
But not signing the agreement only hurts Oxford. The agreement is the intergovernmental agreement that Orion, Oxford, Addison has to agree to. It's separate from the contract that we're gonna talk about,
Always item C.
10C. So we just wanted language saying, in the event that this whole thing goes away, because that's what the HNTB plan is saying,
Yes.
and we heard about it again on Monday at our lunch meeting from
Yes.
Kim. And we are not agreeing to that. All four local service providers are fighting. We fought at the Board of Commissioners meeting a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
I've had 6 meetings with 6 different commissioners. I'm fighting for our, but this, to me, that's a separate issue. And our board felt comfortable with the red line language. Noah's attorney accepted it.
I feel comfortable with it too, but I have a different understanding of it. Like I said, you're driving my truck. Give it back.
Yeah, but the whole point is that the way it was explained by Dan and Brittany, our attorneys, was we
Yes,
won't
I know.
have, and
Our
Mike kind of said it too. If we don't sign this intergovernmental agreement, we won't have claim to anything.
So this
This-
just binds
I'm
us all
saying
together.
right now, you don't have a claim to anything.
We might not, but the language that our board approved that we signed says
I
we do.
understand you
And
signed
there'll be
it,
a
I
fight with the
understand
county
you
when they,
approved it.
but us not, but us not signing it doesn't give us any more power. Gives
I'm
us
not
less.
looking for power, I'm looking for right.
Well, you want, you said
What
you
is
wanna get
right?
out of it.
What is right? Because here's what's gonna happen in a year. They're gonna stop driving their federally funded buses on the dirt roads. They're gonna stop doing door to door. They're gonna go to curb.
Yeah,
When do we stop and say that's enough?
well, that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, but right now, everybody's getting service. More people, I should say, are getting service than ever before, not necessarily due to us, because we were way ahead of that game 17 years ago. How long have we been? It's been more than that.
24.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's how long we've had a mission. And unfortunately, Jack, this is not providing transportation is not what townships and governments are.
Supposed to
Local,
do.
local entities are, that's a whole different ballgame. We can do it, but it's voluntary. So,
So what you're saying
Yeah.
is I ought to sign this agreement and agree with everything.
well, I think we're all stronger together than we are apart. And if the community decides that they don't see it that way,
If I
bet
take
it'll
what
take
Jason Rumble said in the beginning, 0.95, we're gonna continue doing something even though it costs us 0.2. So we're paying 1.15 to do something.
What does winning look like for you? I don't understand.
What does winning look like?
Yeah,
for
what do
me?
you want to happen for Oxford?
I want Oxford to continue to have the service and have it improved for our community. I would like it improved, just like it is improving south of M59.
Yeah, but that battle isn't with the intergovernmental agreement, that's with the contract. That's with the HNTB study that allegedly is $500,000.
And I read some of that in the interlocal agreement
Well-
with them taking back the vehicles that they purchased. Well, they're all purchased by them. So what are you losing? I
I
can
mean,
sign it.
I don't think we will ever have a transit authority of 3 communities ever again in our lifetimes.
I don't think we will either.
Unless we do the bold move of paying for the transit and having our own millage again.
Ugh, crazy, I would never do it.
I think we owe it to the public to try and do the best we can with what we have, and asking for more money is probably not the way to do it.
No, the way to do it is to pound our fist on the table in these meetings and say, don't forget about us. That's what we've
Yeah,
been doing at
that's-
these meetings.
that's-
That's what I've been doing, meeting individually with these commissioners that don't even represent Orion or Oxford or Addison. So,
And you guys were all the original contributors. Now, we've also expanded into Brandon and Independence, and they're part of the NODA community, but they don't have a seat here.
Right.
In this intergovernmental agreement, you still have a
Don't
vote
have
and
an
you have a seat.
asset in a building
Right.
anymore.
So that's, it's important to have your vote, that you can be here to vote and be part of this, so.
Okay.
apparently we're trying to.
I'll
sneak
put it
through
on the
what's
board on December 10th to play well with others. But I'm telling you right now, the sharks are in the water and you better open your eyes.
I think you're preaching to the converted, okay? I think if we didn't get that message, this contract negotiation with them, then we deserve everything we don't get,
But
because they certainly made it clear how it's gonna be.
I'll get in line to the gas chambers. Let's go. I'll have it on the
No.
December 10th meeting for us to sign up. And we'll sign it. We read the contract. We read the red line. Yes, we share the same attorney, but I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. This is bad business.
Well, I think
Well, my only
none of us
counter to
like
that
it.
would be if there is, without the agreement with the new language, there is zero protection for Oxford. You get nothing.
Right.
At least at a minimum, you can tell your board, and it's true, it's not BS, that with the inserted language, it protects us from getting something. You'll get something, well, it might not be what we put into it, but
That's why
we're
maybe,
protecting our we're not gonna get vans and trucks but yeah, I mean, if there's a hostile takeover, because it won't be willing, because we have all said, we're providing great service, more cost effective and smart, and we're going to people's doors, and we're doing welfare checks. This is what my comments were to the Board of Commissioners and in the direct meetings. So don't mess with us. We got it, we know what we're doing up here. We're providing a great service. Just keep sending the money. You guys decided to change the way we're funded, keep sending it. That's the fight. That's the fight. Leave us alone for the next 5, 10, 15 years.
And now you got 1 year.
But what we really have, and the chair of the Board of Commissioners was in Orion last week, and we talked specifically about this. They can't really make any changes until the millage expires, because we're written into the millage. NODA, WODA, and OPC, People's Express, or PEX, like they like to be called, is not. But they can't mess with our funding, because when the people in Oakland County voted yes on the transit millage, they said right in there, these funds, when I didn't bring my whole fat file folder, but it's getting like this thick, they said that we will be funding these organizations. So they legally can't
Unfund us.
they can't unfund us yet. Now,
For sure, like
everyone
100%.
says-
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can't.
It's a millage,
Unless
that's a
they did
legal,
new
that-
millage, even
Yeah.
before this one expired,
Right.
which has been floated out there, rumored. It
Yes.
hasn't been talked about officially. If they did a new millage to replace this millage and took that language out, then we would lose control. But as it's now, I mean, the reason we're all upset, and trust me, I don't want to over exaggerate, but probably at least conservatively 80 hours of my life spent fighting this, researching this, setting up meetings. When the countywide millage passed, that's when that was the first.
That was the first.
Now,
Death
the way
by
we
one
see
time.
this in Orion is, these red line things that we just signed and agreed to actually help us more than anything else that's left.
Okay, December 10th, we will have it on our board.
Thank you, Jack.
And I will have different comments when we get to the item C.
So let's
We
go.
probably agree there.
Yes.
Okay, so if you haven't, well, everybody here is already scheduled. So, okay, we look good. Hopefully by December, we'll have all of our local intergovernmental agreements.
I don't know about the Orion Village.
Well,
I'll
I've
have to
been
double
just
check
yelling,
with
the
Orion.
sky is falling, the sky is falling, and all that stuff. We gotta protect our assets. Well, our assets are now going to be liquid watered down by a $1.8 million improvement in our building, which is more than what the building is worth.
Well, I don't know about that,
I
but
do.
I'm pretty comfortable.
You
With-
just had exclusive sell across the street. You just had Cookies sell. You just had, Huckabelly out there improving his land, and talked to him today, and he said he had offers on it $1 million a year ago, just the land. Now he can't get 300,000 for it. So be careful.
Well,
It's worth that in Orion.
It is. It is.
hey, we'll be here all night if Bruce was here, so. Okay, folks. I'm gonna do my job and say, we're gonna move on then. But Jack and
That
Chris,
language, it was red line on my screen, is in black and white here.
right,
I have it, I've read it ad nauseum, and I just have been telling the board for months that we're gonna get screwed.
well, the first, one of the big steps that happened is that we started a much more intimate communication with our other local service providers.
I know Chris has
And-
been leading this battle.
Well,
He's
he's,
got over 80 hours in the last 2 weeks, and I know.
No, not 2 weeks.
no,
I don't want to overstate it.
it's more,
Oh,
it's not about the time, it's about the effort and the involvement. And there's not, every board member, whether they were directly involved or not, has a share of that responsibility and commitment. And we're trying to do the best we can for our residents, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Because as you heard, the county is willing to give us the exact same service that SMART gives them, which is not what we're delivering. We're delivering heads and tails, heads and just a much better service.
Got it.
So that's what we're struggling for. And the other local service providers feel much the same.
I
So,
totally understand.
so yeah, that's key to our struggle is to maintain communication. Okay. No to bylaws.
Yes, I don't know if we actually never approved them. There was
No.
just some small little changes like with the address and whatnot, so I'd
Yeah.
like to have a signed copy because I actually don't even have a signed copy of the bylaws from the beginning, so.
Joe?
Yeah, and I was looking at them just briefly today. Sorry for late, but on number 3, it talks about number of qualified board members, and it talks about the number of governmental board members not less than 9, which is fine. That's standard. But then on 2.8 quorum, it talks about a majority of the governmental board members shall be necessary to constitute a quorum. Quorum shall include at least one board member from each contracting government. Does that mean that if one government unit isn't here represented, then there isn't a quorum and you can't conduct business?
It says it shall include at least one board member from each
Right.
contracting government.
There's
Yeah,
just the three
and so a
townships.
majority of the government board members shall necessary to constitute a quorum. Well, you have 9 members plus up to 3 non-governmental voting, so you have up to 12.
Right, correct.
So if you're using a 12, it means you're to have a standard. If you look at that, normally you need 7 for a quorum, right? A majority. But then I'm not sure if it's clear or maybe it needs some clarification is all
Uh,
'Cause I thought it
on the
was supposed
quorum
to
part
be,
of it.
I don't know that.
Three
Do
of the townships. Majority-
you want to provide different language, Joe?
Yeah, I could look at that. So a majority governmental board members.
So,
Quorum.
so let's do this. Let's put this on the agenda for December.
Okay,
And then all the communities are served notice now that we'd like to adopt the bylaws. And if you have changes, don't just complain, give us some alternatives or a better language.
And Mike,
Yes.
if
yeah,
Joe would be kind enough, if you come up to it.
Yeah, I can send it out early.
Email us all,
Yeah.
Mike or.
I'll send it to Lynn and maybe have her.
That's
somebody
fine.
to get it out. Okay.
That will work.
And one other I think this is in the current agreement. I don't know if it's exactly in the other one. On Article 5, amendment to the bylaws, the board may adopt, amend, or repeal bylaws by a majority vote of the entire board membership. So if that includes governmental and non-governmental, that means every single person has to be there in order to, again, that's in the current agreement. I'm not sure of how that's addressed in the new agreement. I didn't
oh, sure,
reconcile
they have
that.
the entire board,
Yeah, we can take a look at that.
Again, and that's only to amend or repeal the
Right,
bylaws.
right.
But
okay.
I mean, it should have, so I would assume that includes non-governmental and governmental board members.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. There's nothing further on the bylaws. We'll move on to the 9C, the vehicle camera request for proposal.
Yes. So the proposals are out for bid. They're due November 28th. They got pushed back a week. And we'll have demonstrations, interviews, December 1st through the 12th, and hopefully with a decision at our December meeting. And it'll take about a month, once we select a vendor, for them to order the materials. So we're hoping mid-January for us to start the vehicle camera project, which,
And that money is in the budget from Oakland County.
yes.
Okay.
And there's grant money for that too. There's partial
right.
grant money and also
I've been hoarding that for a couple of years.
more than a
Yeah.
couple. So,
Okay, anybody else on the cameras? If not, we'll move on to new business. I didn't realize it, but it's election time, folks. We don't have currently an active secretary since Carl left the board. So we'll need that, we'll need a new candidate there. And then, how would the board like to handle it? We'd open nominations. Mr. Brakefield?
I'd like to make a motion that we leave the current officers just the way they are, except the secretary to be Bill Moore, if he will accept that position.
Support.
Chris, I was thinking maybe you might want to be director.
He was about to say that.
Chris,
Resigning from my whole job.
Chris.
You're doing amazing.
No,
Yes.
no. Hey, you guys, the whole board has been so supportive. So no, it's definitely not just me. I give credit to Lynn. and her team. They really, they get things going. So.
Hasn't been an easy year, so, yeah.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. What's the pleasure of the, I guess I should ask Mr. Moore, are you willing to serve as secretary for NODA? Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
Thank you to the chair, because that's, I know it's hard, so thank you.
Oh,
Yes, thank
that's
you all.
more than kind.
all
You
you
guys,
do.
you guys have been great to work with. No questions. Even when we have differing opinions, we don't get ugly. We just listen, hear each other out. So, okay, what's the pleasure? We have a motion. Was there a second?
Yes.
Chris,
Chris, okay. All in favor of the motion to appoint the officers as chairman, McDonald, vice chair, Mr. Barnett, treasurer, Mr. Curtis, and Mr. Moore as secretary. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Well, I'll say thank you.
yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
as
Yes,
well.
thank you.
Okay, moving on to the NODA 2026 meeting schedule. Did I hear there was a change?
I just
Somebody?
wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, we used to bounce around, I'm not advocating for that. I mean, one of our trustees is gone for a chunk of the year, and then myself and our other, the alternate, have other day jobs. It's hard, as you all know. I'm not advocating for night meetings, but 4:30 on Thursdays, are challenging. And I know the village representative also has a day job, and so I'm not trying to take another night away or push it back, but just, I don't know if there's any consideration to push it back a little bit. We have a regular conflict on Thursdays, so I have to take turns coming here and not coming here. And we're trying to move that, but that's not movable. And then I just know, like Carrie and I talked, I mean, she's the alternate, and then I'm like, well, good for him, he gets to go to Florida and travel because he's retired. But, you know, she's nearly impossible for her to be here. She takes content, and I think so does the village member too. So 4:30 is just a little bit of a challenging time. And I'm not-
What, is that earlier or later, or how
I
does
mean,
that?
for me, I could do whatever, but, I think for the people, if we have people that have other jobs that don't appreciate the fact that they do these jobs, these are hard meetings to make. I mean, I can tell you, you know, Carrie, who's really gonna be the second person, I mean, she has to use her vacation time to come to these meetings. So either we pick retired people to represent us, or, I don't know.
We have the same problem in our board meetings with our committee meetings. This meeting was set up for this time based on history, and it was always set up at the NOAA building.
Well, we used to rotate too.
Yeah, before that, right.
So,
I mean, for me personally, if Thursdays would be fine if we did 5:15 or 5:30, because then that gets me out of the workday and my other conflicts that I have Thursdays for me personally. But I don't want to do it personally for me, and I know some people get sensitive when you start doing that meeting, but
I'm never stopping, so I don't care if you wanna put them at 5:15, 5:30. And I know this is not centrally located, I don't know, is it? The only reason we.
I'm more stressed about I'm more heartburned about the time than coming here. Like, I don't mind coming here or back there when the building, I'm assuming when the building's done, we'll probably meet a NOTA,
Yeah.
you know.
I support the later meeting time, because
Why don't I just do this? I'll make a motion that we change the meeting time to 5:30 on Thursdays, the third Thursday of the month.
We'll stay here until we need to change it.
That 1 hour helps me a lot. That 1 hour makes it so I can,
Chris,
less
we're
amount of
trying to
time.
help you. I would-
Well, no, I don't wanna, but I also wanna be sensitive, you know. Some people wanna, you know, not.
Government, wear it out.
Hey, we're a team.
Mr. Madore?
We're stronger together.
So back to the bylaw question I had about the bylaws and the quorum. Chris
Well-
alluded to, well, I was saying, I'm just.
Was there a second
I thought Mr.
so we
Curtis-
can discuss? Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So we have one village rep, which again is hard for them to make it. And if they don't make it, and I can make it during the summer, I can't. So yeah, so if and they can't make it, you don't have a quorum. So I guess I'm reading the bylaws, and I thought the old agreement talked about,
Quorum are the townships.
I thought it was just the township city.
that's true. But still you need
We'd like
the
to have you
7,
there.
you still need 7 then at
Yeah.
least, right? So, but again,
like to have you here.
if I'm here, yeah, I don't count as a quorum. So tonight, we don't have somebody from the village of Oxford here.
Good
So technically, we don't have a quorum. No, we don't have somebody from the village of Leonard here, right?
No.
I'm sorry.
Those are-
But you're a
Orion.
voting member here.
Right, but if you talk about the quorum, it said 1 member from each governmental unit.
You're not considered.
Well, you're,
I know, so I don't make the quorum. That's my point.
No, the village isn't a governmental unit. The townships are.
Okay, so it's only those 3 that count.
Correct.
Okay,
We're
very
the
good.
only
The definition, I remember that, contracting
Right.
units and
Villages
governmental
don't
units.
Right.
Okay, so then on the alternates, I thought I read at one time the alternate had to be another governmental unit employee, like another.
Correct.
So,
Technically can't be you.
but I know, but again, that puts us in the same boat with one council member that can't make it or a second council member is an alternate that can't make it.
As long as the townships are here, you're good.
Okay, all right,
okay.
good.
So we've cured that? Okay.
Not ideal, but it is what it is.
No.
And I just made, I have a vacation in February the week.
That's tough.
I
You
know.
lose your
So,
vacation. You lose. You just got off a vacation.
This is in February.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, so the motion is for 5:30 PM, same dates as
The same.
illustrated.
Okay,
It's still at Oxford Township Boardroom until further notice.
okay.
What's the pleasure of can we, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
All right,
Opposed, please say no loudly. Okay, we'll mark it all in favor.
What are we including next month's meeting in that too?
No, yeah, I guess we are. December, let's make it December. It'll start,
Okay, in December.
yeah, we're approving this 26th meeting schedule for 5:30, and we're also approving it for December's regular meeting on
December 18th.
December 18th
Okay.
at 5:30. Okay. All right.
Okay, that's out of the way.
Oakland County contract for 1 year. What say you?
I mean, look, I just, if you don't mind, I'll
Nope.
just say a couple things. I mean, we don't have, we really don't have a choice. We don't have a contract, we don't get paid. So that expedites the elimination of NODA. We went, several of us, multiple times, and we specifically the last board commission meeting, voiced our displeasure with the 1 year contract. It feels like we're being penalized for asking questions. We originally had a 3 year contract, and then, after we got done asking our questions, we had a 1 year contract. It's not a Republican and Democrat issue, but the votes seem to be breaking down that way because the chair is pretty authoritative over his caucus. So when there were amendments requested to have this be a 3 year contract, they were shot down basically.
Along those lines.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to disparage anybody. Everyone thinks they're doing the right thing, and we have a different opinion, a lot of us do. So, it is crystal clear, if we don't sign the contract, we don't get money. So, from the county millage. And so I don't think we have a choice. I shared a little bit, I'll stop in 1 minute, but just a couple other quick thoughts. Jack mentioned that Kim from WODA was at our supervisor lunch on Monday, and so was the county commissioner. And there are, I sent the email, 12 county commission districts that are in the local service provider areas of NODA, WODA, OPC, and PACS.
Right.
So that's a good thing, because if we can just get the ear of, there's 19 board of commissioners, we get the ear of the people that are in the districts that are represented by the 4 local service providers. And the story we're telling is a story of better, I don't want to say better, wonderful service,
More personalized.
Highest level of service we can afford.
and doing it more cost effective. So it's like, hey, we're selling ourselves. We're providing a service in northern Oakland County that we're not bashing Smart, but they aren't equipped to provide the service we do for the cost we provide today. Now, I think it's pretty clear from our, HNTB, who was the consultant that was hired by the county to do this overall county transit study. It's pretty clear the direction they're getting. I've been doing this for 13 years. There's no such thing as an unbiased study, no matter how much the elected officials say it. Because there is a bent, there is an angle, there is even just the way you draft an RFP. And that's what Kim was, you would have said the same thing she would have said, and I would have invited you if I would have known she was coming to our lunch on Monday. She just showed up. But we don't have a seat at the table. So what we pushed for and what we did get, we got a 1-year contract, but what we did get is we said, this group, how can they make a recommendation to the county that's fair and balanced and taking all things into consideration if they're only talking to us in silos? At one meeting with NODA to take input from us and our team, I don't know who was involved in that, I wasn't, I don't know if you were, but Lynn was certainly, and whoever else, gathered information, and one with PEX and one with OPC, and we said, how does that work? We're all talking, the 4 executive directors talk probably almost daily, right? So we're working together, but they don't want us together, they want us separate, they want us to
Divide and conquer.
They already have the summary done on the study, guys. We saw it. So it doesn't look good for us, but we're pushing back. So the one good thing that happened was the very next day, Eli Cooper, Oakland County Transit Director, or whatever his title is, did reach out to the 4 locals and did understand, because the county commissioners are like some of us that are elected. They realize, hey, we have constituents. So when we're telling them, hey, Gwen Markham from Novi, they're not talking to us. She said, yes, they are. I said, well, then ask them. And she told me, okay, I'm going to make sure they talk to everybody together. So we are making some progress by having these conversations. So the fight, I would just say we would be unwise to not sign this contract because the trickle on the faucet turns off. But we still need to, and I think that the battle is with these 12 commissioners that are both on both political parties to continue. And for us, we know Mike Spiz and Mike Angel. I think those are our only 2 commissioners in our whole node.
Probably Bob Hoffman.
Hoffman
is now where we do provide service in Springfield. But we know they get it. They're on our team. We have to get other people. And that's what I've been working on, because I'm not saying that arrogantly at all, but I built relationships with a lot of these folks with different boards. And they haven't got all the information. So when I said I use one marker, I use William Miller, the chair is pretty motivated to do what he wants to do. But I think they are willing to listen a little bit. So that's where I think our focus should be. And then keep telling our story, which Lynn has done a phenomenal job in the group of the fact that we aren't just driving on a fixed lane bout, empty bus up and down 24. We're picking people up and taking them to their doctor's appointments. And when they don't call for a ride, we actually call them, or we drive there and do a welfare. We are giving a white glove service that doesn't exist in Smart's environment right now. So that's the story. I'm done with my little rant, but I think we need to. I'll make the motion to approve the 1-year contract. I'm not happy about it, but we don't have. We couldn't say it does us no good if we say we're going to reject that. We're going to say we'll approve a 3-year contract. We don't have any standing to do that.
just so we can move forward and continue to fight, I'll second. It's not that we are not fighting. I'm making the same calls. It's falling on deaf ears except for little tiny pieces to appease, and it's totally just, we're getting raped.
Well, if the study turns out to be fair and balanced, maybe I should use different terms. 'Cause
Yes.
it's affiliated with a specific news source that not everybody likes. But if the study is truly unbiased, we should be in good shape, because the metrics are we provide a hell of a service for a hell of a price.
Yes.
But if the
But it's going to be twisted. It doesn't matter.
Of course, but I think that's why it's incumbent upon us and the 4 directors, and this is important, because you know, no offense to you all, but I just changed the meeting schedule, but if my Thursdays once a month became free, it's really not gonna make me sad. But the people, our employees are fighting for their jobs. Now, maybe this overall group will employ a lot of them, but maybe they won't. Maybe they'll say, we're just bringing on our own people. But what we know we will lose, even though they argue against this, is we'll lose the service that, you know, I'm just picking, you know, we used them last week, a Smitty or a Rochelle Beckmeyer or a Brad Jacobson, who know our residents, who know the riders. That goes away.
And that's what the people voted for. And that's the sad part of this whole entire existence. I mean, it happens everywhere. I mean,
They couldn't have passed their millage without us.
Absolutely.
NODA,
And that's
WODA,
just-
they knew that, and they did it deliberately without even including us in that part of the
acting like we were
conversation.
that important.
And then
that
we're
ex-
playing, and, you know, they talked with our director and, you know, the other directors and that, but there was nothing
There's areas to
concrete.
poke holes, and we should do that. We should be agitators. Anybody that's got spare time, I mean, look, they're supposed to post all their contracts online. This HNTV contract is not online. I've searched for it. The only way we can get it is FOIA. We shouldn't have to FOIA to get it. I mean, there are ways to poke holes in it, and what we should be doing is the people that rely on residents voting for them to keep their jobs, and especially the county commissioners need to know, hey, before you just blindly accept this study, you know,
Think
did
about
you
the
know
people.
that they haven't talked to the 4 providers all in one room? Like, we should they should be meeting with us weekly.
Yeah.
Everybody at the same table. This is what's working here, this is what's working there. You know, but they're not doing that, and that's on purpose. But the commissioners don't like that when they hear that. And then they're forced to act. They're forced to say, why aren't we? Hey, Eli, how come you're not talking to Lynn and Kim and, I can't think of,
Evelina, right,
We're
yeah.
not talking to them all at the same time at the same table.
Oh,
like-
we do have a meeting next week. Oh, no, in December, first week of December. It's
We
at
do.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a workshop with HNTV and the county and the 4 providers to kind of work through some of the things. So they did make a big thing. They're going to feed us lunch and have us work through some of it. So,
But I wish we would've got a copy, and you might have it, but I think if you do or don't, we should ask Kim to send it to us, and we should send it to everyone, but the one page where they're comparing services.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's 3 models, I
Yes,
believe,
I
and I
have
just
that.
saw it for the first time on Monday.
oh, okay, yeah.
But basically, you ever see where, like, you know, you're comparing a campaign ad for 2 candidates, and this guy's got all the green check marks, and this guy's got all the red X's.
Good
You know,
analogy.
that's kind of what it looks like. Like, countywide, we do everything, all green check marks. Individual service provider, there's 3 options, and we're the far right, and there's no good marks for us. And it's like, wait a minute, who came up with this? And that's like you know, the study's gonna be like this, but that's gonna be like the flip to this page, rip it out. Okay, yeah, we have to go with this way. It's all green check marks. Well, that's where, Lynn's counterpart, Kim, on Monday to say she was animated is an understatement. She's like, this, the references, all the little children watching from home. But,
Yeah, I'm sure they're watching.
we'll beat that up. But no, I mean, it's not,
I'd be watching this.
it's not, what's a better word for fair and balanced? It's not,
Equitable.
Equitable.
it's not, they're not looking at it through a, unbiased.
Do you have a copy of that?
I can share it with you.
Yeah.
I think it'd be helpful to send it to the
Sure.
whole board, just as a piece of information, and maybe not the whole study, but just that, you know,
That
the one
page.
sheet I'm talking about?
And I think I've included in previous
Just send us
packets,
that
but
one
I'll send
page,
you,
and it-
yeah.
It'll get your blood going a little bit.
Joe?
I just get amazed at how everything comes full circle. Reminds me of 1996 with me, Pat Ficina, John Sutphin, and Bob Koski. Exact same thing following ODA. Smart couldn't meet our needs. Main thing people were complaining is our buses running all around Pontiac with nobody. We said, guys, give us a quarter. First couple of years, we had no millage. Then we said, give us a quarter of a mil. We can go door to door service. People ate it right up. It's like we're all coming full circle. And I think part of the issue is the needs from South Oakland is different than our needs. We are a full service township. Some in South Oakland think that Jack and Chris are outside baling hay, coming in their overalls, and coming to the township. That's what they think.
Yeah.
They think that's what we are. Yes, there's some rural townships that are like that. I agree. We're now a full service township. We have needs. They look at, well, you're not Royal Oak. We're not Royal Oak. We don't have those needs. I can't go down Brown Road, go up a couple blocks and get a bus. I can go on Woodward a couple blocks and get a bus. So they're looking at how they see from their lens, not from our lens, which is the same as a Milford lens, a Lyon Township lens. You know, there's other ones, north and west are the same.
Well, in my short time on this earth, the one thing I've found that works the best are stories.
I agree.
So, I mean, I would say it because he would say it'd be sitting here. I don't think I'm speaking a line, but Bruce Pearson, his story about Cody, he's going to plant him. He's going to move him someplace in Oxford because he can get on the Nota bus and go to work. And we have a lot of stories like that.
Lots of
where we can
stories.
say, you know, tell us how this overall county plan is going to provide the services that we've been providing for 25 years. And if you can, great, but they can't. And I think that's where you can get some like, you know, I'm not too proud to say, hey, Cody, I'm picking you up. We're going to go to the county board of commissioners meeting, and you're going to get public comment on how you go to him from work, and he'll do it.
Yeah. I
But
think it
those
will,
are the things like that battle isn't today. That battle is when they either renew the millage or
That's why
they-
we say get a contract approved. get-
That's why the battle is,
Well-
we prefer, obviously, we wanted to just do a 3-year because we don't want to have to do this every year. It feels like we have to go back
Yeah.
up for our money.
no, I think you're right, Chris, and I think that the next contract will be the bellwether for whether we continue to be a valued participant or just an ancillary supplier that they can do what they want with. Because this HNTB study, if it comes back out the way it shows us now, it's like saying, okay, you had your day, now here's what we're going to do, and too bad for you.
Mike, to love, it's a lifeline for our community. People in our Lake Villa for us. I know Jack knows too. They use Node as a lifeline to get to their job. You know, they come at 8 o'clock, wherever if they work at Meyer or Kroger, they don't have a car. They could be developmentally disabled. They might just be transportation disabled. They use Node to get to their job.
Have you gone on our Facebook at all?
Oh, yeah.
We share a lot of
A lot of
stories, a lot of
stories, yeah.
videos,
they
and
wouldn't be able
they're,
to work.
But that's awesome, Lynn, to keep those going because that's just a library that we'll be able to draw from.
Right.
So,
It's about every other day.
yeah,
There's that type of story
Right,
on
right.
Facebook
My
for
vote
us.
for yes.
Yeah, okay. All in favor? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Joe, I'm sorry.
That, we can vote aye.
Okay.
But just a question. You talked about the millage. When does the millage run out? How long is it?
it's a 10-year mill.
Okay, and that just happened 2 years ago?
it's gonna be 2032.
30,
is
okay.
goes
Oh, all right.
22 to
All right.
32.
So that,
Happened in 2022.
But
Yeah.
what the rumor is that they would go for
Well, that'd still be it.
a
replacement millage?
replacement millage.
Or
Yeah.
They need
replacement.
more money.
Yeah, I think we need to do a roll
A
call.
replacement
Oh,
millage.
okay, sure.
That's why we want a
Yes.
3-year
Workers'
contract,
right.
because we have a 3-year
Right.
contract. We know at least they can't do that for 3 years. We've heard rumors that
Well,
in
actually,
2
wait.
years,
It's not
they're gonna
costing
go for
money.
replacement millage.
Costing.
Just rumors. Just
Yeah.
rumors. And if you ask anybody point blank, they say, no, we don't know, we're just, you know. But
Yeah.
it feels like they have a very good strategy to do that. So that's why Mike Spiz, Mike Gingell, to both their credits, were saying at the meeting, what's the issue with 3 years? The millage is the 2032. And oh, by the way, their first proposal was a 3-year contract. The only reason it changed to 1 year is because
They literally
Are
talked to
there-
us
are there
about
meetings
5
public?
initially.
yeah, they meet, the meetings are really interesting.
Well, I wanna,
It was
Yeah,
wild.
Follow
go-
the next
just
one.
Google Oakland County Board of Commissioners,
Just
you can see the meetings.
the-
that you
like
can
the
watch on
YouTubes?
the YouTube channel, you
Yeah.
can watch the meetings. You can actually sit in the caucus meetings, which is.
well, I don't know if I want
Well,
to
that's
do all
where-
that.
well,
but-
That's
that's-
where a
That's
decision's
where the
made.
sausage is made.
Oh, okay.
Everything is already ironed out. That's why they operate so different than what happens at that dais. Because when they walk to that dais at Oakland County, the votes
Meeting's
are
over.
counted for every item. Because they fight over to the caucus, and those are also recorded, televised, and you can watch them and sit there. And that's where I gave public comment. And at least this time I wasn't ruled out of order. Last time I was ruled out.
Progress. Okay, all in favor of the signing the Oakland County 2026 contract for 1 year, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries, thank you. Brief subcontractors update?
Oh, I sent, we did put together an RFP. I sent it to Oakland County. Their legal is supposed to
Oh, we're
approve it.
waiting.
Yes, and we're
We're
still
still waiting
waiting
on
for
the county,
the
so.
county. Apparently they're ill right now, so we were hoping to get it out last Friday was our initial thought, but we're still waiting, so, and
We
then-
will update you.
yes.
Okay, item E, rentals during construction. Lynn has, because of the anticipated construction work, we're going to need to have a place to store vehicles and The ones that need indoor storage or are gonna, that's why there are two, these aren't alternate options, these are simultaneous.
Yeah.
So previously, the board has rented spots at Trison Tools for our last, when we did the parking lot project.
Yes.
And they're asking for $750 a month estimated from January to August. That would be $6,000. The other short-term lease is for 411 North Oxford Road. That's an interior heated space, $2,400 a month for indoor storage to facilitate the vehicle camera installation and office space for the dispatchers during construction. As Lynn mentioned in her report, very noble former Addison Township resident has not only made the building available, he's written a check to NODA to underwrite the cost of the lease and given us the first month free. So it's very convenient. It's right on Glassby Street the other way from NODA, but it's still basically a hop, skip, and a jump. So I'd like to ask for the board's consideration of each one of those contracts at this time. The first one being the 20 parking spots at Trison Tool. What's the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve the lease agreement.
Second.
Okay, you got it? Alrighty. Okay, this involves an expenditure which is covered by the county contract. Lynn, roll call, please.
McDonald?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Ferrari?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Barnett? Madore?
Yes.
Waffle?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. A short-term lease with Unit D at 411 North Oxford Road
So
for
this,
for the stated terms.
right, and this will not cost us anything through April, but we also have a month-to-month extension if we need it. So we're expecting that the vehicle cameras should be done by that time, but there might be a chance that we might need that space with office space and going forward. So he just kept it open as a $2,400 a month in case we need it. We're anticipating that the construction project, if we can get it off, will be done about August.
You won't need to do any improvements
No,
inside
it's
the building.
brand new.
Pull in?
It's brand new. It's perfect, yeah.
Okay, and I think you might have just answered my question, but the first one said through August, and I thought this one was only through April. April is the time period that he was covering.
Yes.
So then May, June, July, August, we would be covering.
If we need
If
it.
needed.
If we
Yeah.
need it.
All right,
So
I thought that's,
Get a detail right next door.
Yeah, yes.
I'll go ahead and make that motion.
All right.
Okay,
The agreement of 411 North Oxford.
alrighty. Is there a second?
Second. Second. Take your pick.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second for the Unit D at 411 North Oxford Road for the stated terms. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please, Lynn?
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Ferrari?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Barnett? Madore?
yes.
Waffle?
Okay, motion carries. On behalf of the board, I think it would be good for to direct our director to send a letter of appreciation to the owner of, well, to both owners for their appreciation and cooperation in making these terms and for the donation as well.
Absolutely.
Okay? All right, closed session, legal matters, looking for a motion to close the meeting due to attorney-client privilege to consider information regarding legal lawsuits against NODA.
I'll make a motion. We go into closed session at 5:47.
Second.
Okay. It has to be a roll call vote,
Oh, okay.
please.
McDonald?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Ferrari?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Moore? Barnett? Madore?
Yes.
Waffle?
Okay, we're going into regular meeting now. It's 6:52. And 5:52, duh.
Right on time.
Yeah, okay.
5:30 start.
Okay, now I heard it, it stuck. Are there any public comments? Hearing none, receive and file the monthly rider and mileage reports.
I'll make a motion, we receive and file the reports.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to receive and file the monthly rider and mileage reports, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Board member comments. I'll start with Mr. Barnett.
Done tonight. Thank you all for all your
set.
comments for.
Out.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack?
I'm as frustrated as Chris, so, but I'm not gonna quit.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I think we all are.
We make, was the motion to change the time to 5:30, including the December meeting?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Trying to clarify.
It was.
We are all busy. It seems like rather than working with our partners at the county, fighting them.
That's a shame.
I mean, it's not working. It's not working. We're fighting.
Well, let's not
Yeah.
belabor it.
That's my
Um,
comment.
Thank you. Mr. Moore?
I'm just wishing everybody and their family a great Thanksgiving and enjoy the time with your families and see you next meeting.
Wakefield?
Ditto more.
Same.
I'll make a
With
motion
that-
to adjourn.
I'll second. Oh,
Jeff, God, man, these Chris's.
I know. All in favor of the motion to adjourn at
7:30.
5:55, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank
And
you.
sorry for the length of the meeting, but we had a lot to cover and we did a good job.